everyone, Tom Cruise is back for his 6th outing as super spy and man with literally no regard for his physical well-being, Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible Fallout. This week on Heat Vision Breakdown, we look at where the series stands among the best action franchises of all time. It's at least top 3 for theme songs. Back in the year 1996, a time when picking up the phone while your brother was browsing the World Wide Web resulted in a black eye. Yeah, Brad, I still remember that. Cruise and Paramount took a gamble by adapting a 1960s spy TV show for modern film audiences. While it might not seem like that risky of a move nowadays, remember that back in the mid-1990s, Cruise wasn't thought of as the action star he is now. Most of his filmography up until that point had been dramas, and even the few films with action sequences in them did not see Cruise as a bravado-fueled alpha male punching his way out of precarious situations. Remember that scene in Cocktail when Tom Cruise holds onto the side of a cargo plane mid-takeoff? Yeah, me either. The first Mission Impossible did, of course, turn out to be a hit, topping the box office in its first 2 weeks in theaters and going on to gross over $455 million worldwide. Its success launched a franchise that even God himself couldn't foresee and that is still going strong low these 22 years later. All in all, the series has earned nearly $3 billion at the global box office. It's a lot of money. Mission Impossible's lasting relevance is unique for any franchise, but it is particularly impressive for an action series that maintains the same leading man, a genre that sees quite a bit of turnover, not the pastry. Mission Impossible is not alone in the realm of action series that have spanned decades, of course, and in the world of explosives, fast cars, and high-tech gadgetry, one name looms above them all: Bond. James Bond.
I told you the joke is not working.
It worked. It landed. While the Bond films have been moonraking in box office gold for nearly 60 years, the list of actors who have stepped into the tuxedo of Agent 007 has grown quite long. Starting with Sean Connery's iconic portrayal in 1963's Dr. No, 7 actors have played the suave MI6 agent. The flip side of Bond's constant reinvention is the Die Hard series, which has seen Bruce Willis's John McClane go from an ordinary cop caught in the crossfire of international bank robbers to a superhuman bald man capable of jumping off 10-story buildings and making Jai Courtney the second least charismatic actor in a film. The series as a whole has amassed over $1 billion at the box office, and the 1988 original is viewed by many as one of, if not the, best action film of all time. But 2013's A Good Day to Die Hard was the lowest grossing in the franchise and killed much of the hype for the upcoming Die Hard 6 currently in the works. The same fatigue is evident in decades-old action franchises like Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator series and Sylvester Stallone's Rambo, both of which tried to resonate with modern audiences and failed to do so. Nailed that impression.
You asshole.
In more recent years, the Fast and Furious franchise has been a cash cow for Universal and has grown from a film series about street racing to scenes in which the gang literally outraces a submarine in the Arctic. How did we get from here to here? The series cast has also ballooned to include Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham, and Ludacris, spreading the burden of carrying an action franchise from the shoulders of Vin Diesel and the late Paul Walker across many broad backs. The end result of the series' vast departure from its roots is that it hardly feels the same, and fans keep returning not because of the star power, but because of the franchise itself, despite the best efforts of the films to throw you off the trail by crafting literally the most convoluted titling system of all time. The Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, The Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6, Furious 7, Fate of the Furious. Whew. Mission Impossible films are similar in that each time Cruise returns to the role of Ethan Hunt, he seems to top himself in terms of crazy stunts, which have become a staple of the franchise. The first film's most memorable scene revolved around Cruise dangling from a wire and maneuvering through a field of laser beams, which seems almost laughably low stakes when compared to scaling the Burj Khalifa in capri pants or choreographing a scene that required over 100 halo jumps to get right. Tom Cruise is a maniac, and I shudder to think of what his insurance premiums look like. The truth of action films is that stars eventually outage them, and the physical demands become too high and a series begins to fizzle out. Mission Impossible and Tom Cruise's incredible physique, seriously, the dude is 56. Eat a carb, Tom. Proved to be an exception, as every single film in the franchise has opened at #1 at the box office. While series like Bond and Fast and Furious have found ways to work around the fatigue of their stars, Cruise's tenacity has carried the Mission Impossible series long past what many likely saw as its expiration date, and that, in itself, is really the closest thing to an impossible mission that Ethan Hunt has ever completed.
And you really think we can do this?
We're going to do it.
He completes every single mission. None of them are impossible. I am relatively certain I have whiplash from falling down, but don't let that stop you from telling me where you think Mission Impossible ranks in the pantheon of greatest action film series of all time. Let us know in the comments right down there, and don't forget to subscribe, which is right over here.